everybody, to VRML Season 13, Week 1. I am your host, Jamie, with Nomad. How's it going, Nomad?
Doing fantastic. Looking forward to this match. How about yourself?
Oh yes, most definitely. It's going to be a little bit of a rematch, I guess, reminiscent of the Season 12 championships between Rome and Era 404, where Rome came out on top to become Season 12 champions. So, Era 404 gonna obviously want to be taking that title, I guess, from them and getting a little bit of revenge, while Rome wanting to hold on to that. So, first map's going to be Abandoned, which is objectively one of the largest maps in the game, and it's always a good one to watch. Lots of strategies to be had really on it. Utility usage is going to be quite important. So I guess we should go into the bans first off, Nomad. First ban coming in from Rome is going to be Suburbia. How's that looking?
That makes sense, as Arrow 404 has been absolutely dominant with Suburbia. And over the course of their history in the league, they've only lost the map twice, playing it 16 times. So that's really up their alley. So a clear choice for Rome to ban that map.
Most definitely, and with 34 times they played it themselves and won that, it's going to go either way there. It'll be definitely a hard done battle. And the ban coming in from Era 404 is going to be Cargo. How's that one looking?
Yeah, the same thing. It actually makes sense. Air 44, they rely on their synchrony. I can't think of the word right now, but they're always in sync. They attack all at the same time. They have this chemistry together that can't be beat, and that works well with larger maps. With Cargo, of course, that's the smallest map in the whole game. And plus, with Rome being kind of an aggressive, rushy kind of team, again, it just really makes sense to ban that map as well. So, with that, two of the smallest maps in the whole map pool is out the window.
Yeah, we were talking about this just well, we were in the countdown, and we're going to be kind of expecting a downfall, quarantine, abandoned kind of game, really, maybe even bizarre. These teams both enjoying those kind of longer range maps, and like you say, they require a bit more cohesion and that communication and just general team bond, really, to be able to execute your plans and obviously get where you need to. So as we do go in, we could have a quick look at the team as everyone is in and rating. So for the Rome side, we have got Gladiator, Froke, Steve James Tim, Varix, and Captain Sota. So pretty spread out kind of team. I think Froke and Steve James Tim being two newer members to the Rome side. So I do wonder how that's going to change things tonight when they do play against Era 404 again. And do you want to run us through the Era 404 side?
Yeah, for Era 4 we got the Tricky, Badger Zombie, Cobra 11, Amit Kozak, and IC19. The four of the members are pretty standard. They're typical members of Era 404. The Tricky is the new addition. So same thing. We'll see how he fits with the team.
Definitely, and as we've gone into that, let's get into the first round straight away. Round 1 of map number 1.
And we have the shipping container objective. And Rome has the northeast spawn. There's 4 spawns of this objective, one in each corner of the map, basically. This one is probably the most concealed out of the 4.
Definitely, and I think we're going to be getting some action early on as Gladiator pushes straight in to the Era 404 defense. And slow.
Looks like Gladiator may have spotted Cobra. A little bit of pre-fire does make the call out. As Badger's gonna take out Captain Soda early at Center Apartments.
And that is a confirm, so Captain Soda is out within the first minute, which could shake up the Rome side a little bit, losing somebody that early on and so early into your plan. It's going to be a tough one for them to kind of continue.
Yeah, this objective requires synchrony, basically. Attack from the south is usually best, as Mikazik finds Steve James Tim. Rome is down to 3 players now.
One inside.
No, and it was a brilliant shot, really, pretty far away from that kind of overwatching tower, and it's such a powerful position, especially for this objective. You know, you need somebody that high to be able to see the attack where it's coming from and get some picks. And Tricky gonna
-1, that was going to
protect
the beach side.
kind of backside of the objective there, taking out Varix as Rome go down to 2 members versus Errors 5.
Yeah, we can expect some action between Cobra and Gladiator pretty soon, as that flashbang would have gotten Gladiator, but that boulder saved his life. Another flashbang would have got him as well. Still blind.
All this movement, Gladiator is here it is. Cobra looks away, he does get taken out from behind. It's turning this into a 4v2.
And as that happens, yeah, Badger Zombie getting that second pick of the round. Let me same with Meek as he finds Gladiator. In the defense, Air 404 will get the first round. That's a really solid hold by Air 404 there.
Definitely, I mean, that was a really tight kind of defense, and with Badger's position and the Miko sets, they worked well together there to be able to kind of just stop the Rome push as it came in. Cobra provided enough of like a distraction for Gladiator just to kind of get hung up on him for long enough. So yeah, excellent play there.
Yeah, and the key pick was from the Tricky, getting Varix in the south. Like I said, the south is kind of the more common route for capping, a place where not very many players can actually cover the capping points. So for Tricky to get that pick in the southwest beach, that was big.
Most definitely, and it was a pretty quick round, really. I mean, what, 2 minutes 10? So Rome didn't really get a chance there to be able to get into any real positions to be able to approach the objective. So it's going to be interesting to see now how Error 404 decide to attack themselves, and if Rome are going to be able to basically do the same to them.
Yeah, a lot of these higher tier teams, when they face off, they know how to defend the objective well. And so quite often you'll see a match just consist of a trade of bulk rounds. You'll rarely see a Marsoc win. The team that does get that Marsoc win tends to win the match, or the map at least, possibly even the match.
Right, you are, and we are going to now go into round number 2 of map number 1, as Error 404 get the same spawn.
Actually, no, I was wrong about my thoughts about the spawns. Actually, this was the center apartment spawn. There's actually 3 on this one. I got this one mixed up with a different objective, as we do have a bit of a firefight going on. Some sporadic shots being made. Captain Soda may be the first one to find contact. No! It'll be Cobra finding Gladiator. As Mikozik does find Froke, and right away, once again, Air 404 getting those picks.
Yep, this is basically what Rome kind of wanted to do on their attack for this. Get those picks as you move along on the north side of the objective and get your team surrounding it, and then just slowly move in, get your smokes out, and just approach it as one.
And looks like Icy's way down the south on Cam 2. Kind of like an Overwatch, having that M16 with the 4 times. Just looking for someone to peek their heads out. Get a pick as Tricky finds Captain Soda, clears out the tank warehouse.
Tank is clear.
Yeah,
now a 5v2.
Definitely going to be a big pick, that one, really. Now you've got Error 404 being able to approach from multiple angles. Steve James Tim having to move back in on the objective now. Varix basically on his own, kind of covering the that side of the objective. Tricky is now approaching his position, but the C4, well placed, will take out Tricky.
1 dead, 1 coming from the south.
I think he was trying to disable it with the gunshots, but it missed the actual controller on the C4. As Icy, that laser over Varix's head, looking for that refrag, will not get it. Still now at a 4v2.
Like that. Mostly goes quiet on the western front. Steve James Tim holding the position, but he will be getting closer to Cobra.
There's one on me.
One flashbang is all it takes. Cobra could cap. As he finds Barracks, it's all down to Steve James Tim.
Indeed, and the flash does go out, but unfortunately he wasn't sure or knew that he actually got Cobra with that, so not going to approach and take him out there as Amico Sec going to be the person to try and take shots at Steve as Cobra moves in now and does finish him off, giving Error 404 their second point of the first match.
A well-played round, as 4 members still alive. Same as the previous round. Like I said, Arrow 404, they rely on synchronization, their chemistry, the way they attack almost as one. Each member of that team pretty much knows what the other teammate's going to be doing under a certain circumstance. So that's really how they excelled and gone to the top of the ranks as quickly as they did. We're seeing it now in this match.
Definitely, they do play as a team that have played for many seasons together, you know, and I'm not really hearing much kind of talking, and there is obviously calling out, you know, we've got these picks, but other than that, there isn't too much going on, so it's good to know that you've just got that awareness, you played together that much, clearly, you know, scrims and things like that, and so they just know where they are, and that's a good thing to see, especially from a team that, you know, compared to Rome is relatively new.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think Arrow 404 started off in season 11, so 2 full seasons under their belts. That's still quite a bit of experience.
Indeed it is, and we are now going to go into the third round. These teams not messing around tonight. They are wanting to get straight into the action, and that's great.
Yeah, we now have the Tank Warehouse objective. As we just had 2 rounds already, we switch objectives every 2 rounds, or every 3 rounds, I guess. As Rome has the south spawn.
This objective not really kind of favoring either side any with any more weight than the other. I mean, Volk obviously can just surround the objective, but it's not somewhere you want to be all kind of sitting inside that tank building. So
No, go ahead. No, you want to protect all the entrances of that warehouse. The north entrance in particular, as there's a staircase leading up there to a set of crates. Once you're on those crates, you're within range of capping. That is the danger position. If you're going to be on defense, you got to make sure you clear that out. As Badger Zombie must have spotted someone. Does get tagged by Captain Soda. Does not go down, though. Captain Soda was in the East Canyons.
Oh, the nade's going out. Very long range flash there, and another long range flash. Gonna get Captain Sota, so that's gonna stop his approach. Probably not going to change things up too much there, but the extra few seconds of kind of wariness definitely may help a little bit later into the round if you get down to those last 20-30 seconds.
Yeah, but the danger is Gladiator, who's in the center of the map. He is just yards away from Tank Warehouse, slowly making his way towards it. All he has to do is take down Tricky, and the objective is now then open.
That's the tough bit, though, isn't it? Really, when you are in this kind of scenario, you know you've got to stay quiet, but you see that chance to take a shot, and if you don't take it, is that player that you could have taken out going to take the rest of your team out? You don't know, and it's always hard to make that call.
Gladiator's position is now known as he tries to take down Icy. Could not land a shot as Badger Zombie takes down Froke.
Amik, they're coming from you.
Unfortunately, though, Error 404 kind of regimented in their positions at the moment, not trying to push on Gladiator. And again, that can be a tough thing to do as well. You know, you've got to hold your position as Volk. You know you have, but in this scenario where you know somebody is, you just want to take them out. But Badger's going to get taken out by Captain Sota, opening up that kind of front approach now.
Yeah, at the same time, I mean, because I did take down Barracks, now sitting at a 4v3 in favor of Error 404. Flashbang comes out. I don't think I got Gladiator.
Fortunately, he wasn't looking as Cobra does pop around that corner and just quickly takes him out there. Turning this into a 2v4 now.
Yeah, there's one behind a partner.
Ooh. Nice snap by Tricky Silent is going to take down Captain Soda. It's all down to Steve James Tim now in a 1v4.
You know what is the last one? Or two?
We could quite likely see a 3-0 start for Error 404. Or we
Yeah, I
could
got
see an amazing clutch and have a 2-1 map. Possibly a 2-2 map.
Oh, Miko set gonna loop out the window in the motel just at the right time there to take out Steve James Tim. I think he probably had a chance to be able to get there undetected, as Cobra did ask, do you know where the last one is? And no one kind of replied, I don't think so. Could have taken that a bit slower, but Error 404 now going to go 3 points ahead of Rome pretty early on in this round, really. What map?
Yeah, and this is Rome's map pick. Now, I'm not saying that this map is over by any means. I mean, clearly Rome can still claw their way back and tie this thing up, possibly even win this map. But this is it's a tough comeback, I would say, especially on a map like Abandoned. But you're not a master team unless you can find a way to pull yourself out of the brink. And these two teams are classified as master teams.
I mean, they played in the finals, so one can only hope.
Yeah, hopefully.
So, most definitely, I think Rome are the type of team to be able to pull themselves together. You know, they've been in this situation a few times, and they just like to, you know, get there. They've got to test the waters a little bit, and let's say, you know, they've got these two new players. They've got to bring them into the fold and work them in as best they can. We are going to go into round number 4 now, as Error 404 looking to take this last round and secure that first map victory with a 4-0 lead. It would definitely be a good boost to morale, and probably knock Rome a little bit in going into Error 404's pick for the second map.
Yeah, but they're going to start short-handed. There was a drop on their side just before the round actually started, and no round reset, so it's going to be a 4v5 in favor of Rome.
How that's going to affect Rome, I guess, with their kind of defense, not knowing, you know, that there's one less player. Once you're down to, you know, you got a couple of kills, you're going to be off by one at least, so probably may cloud the judgment a little bit. Amiko Set going to be the first one to even things up and turn this into a 4v4.
Center.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if you lose a teammate, you're going to still even things up.
Well, really liking the Error 404 push at the moment. This 2-2 split, and I guess they do know that they've lost that player, or probably maybe expecting him on the west, and then expecting him there some later. Varric's going to find Amiko Set though, and leaving Icy on his own to try and get some shots onto him and approach from this far eastern side. Going to be a tough one though now.
Yeah, and quite often the best thing to do if you have an enemy who is hiding within the apartments is just let them be. They have a long rotation to make if they want to crash back to objective, making it that much easier for you to cap.
One
But,
still in the
of
south,
course,
all the way south.
Barracks has been very active in his area, now in the pipes. We have yet to see much movement coming from Cobra and the Tricky. 2 minutes has elapsed, and so far they haven't really pushed up a whole lot.
Well, they seem to be a little bit distracted with Steve James Tim standing in that kind of Overwatch tower at the back of the objective there. There's been a little bit of a firefight going between them two. So sometimes that can be.
Barracks saw Icy.
There it is. So just over the body there, taking out
Another one
Icy
dead,
and
two dead.
shutting down that eastern push.
And that's going to make things a 4v2 in favor of Rome, possibly a 4v1. Yep, Steve
One dead, one
James
dead.
Tim will find the pick. The headshot onto the tricky is now down to Cobra.
On the balcony. You made to do it.
Does sound like the call out was made there. I think by Gladiator of where he is. Didn't seem to be correct though. Rome, as I said, as we go into this, turning things around, but Cobra not going down without a fight there. Takes out Captain Soda, has a he tries to take shots at Steve James Tim, who unfortunately just protected well enough by that tower, by the building, able to get the kill, giving Rome their first point of the night.
This is how it starts. This is how the comeback starts.
Yes, it does. You know, you get that first point, and the ball starts rolling then. Yeah, the enemy team starts second guessing things, thinking, hey, right, we've actually really got to get our minds in this, and Rome not going down without a fight. Does look like Badger is now jumped back into the game, so I wonder how the drop there may have affected that approach there, whether he's the kind of driving force for the push or. Did see a bit more of a tighter defense there from Rome. They didn't seem to get too pushy with their approach. So, you know, 2 or 3 sitting in with the objective, and then you had the Barracks out at the back, and also Steve James Tim. So maybe they're just adjusting their defense to Era 404's attacks now.
Yeah, and to be fair, that objective is it's pretty risky to leave it unattended. You usually want to have at least 2 guys within the tank warehouse, one covering a different angle. It looks like we have the water pump objective. It looks like the northeast spawn, and already early shots coming up on Mikozek. Nearly takes out Captain Soda.
To the mountain area. What about the hill area on the left?
And Gladiator going to get that return fire and get a few call-outs on enemy positions. Area 404 now starting to adjust where they are going. I think take a quick look at the map, and Rome with a pretty average 2-3 kind of split here, which works well. You're able to kind of move along as kind of mini units, provide a little bit of cover for each other, get those call outs of enemy positions, and be able to get the refrags if needs be.
Yeah, make a call. You're rotating, have suppressive fire and smokes, and just back and forth, back and forth. As we do see a split between Varix and Gladiator. Varix once again taking that beach side. And that'll be work out in his favor, unlike last time. And Icy in his ambush position in East Canaan does trade with Froke. Steve James Tim will get that confirm though.
Yeah, as I was just talking about it there, Steve James Tim was the first one to come against Icy. He did get flashed, and then luckily he did have his teammate there to provide that backup. And Steve James Tim there, obviously able to carry on now.
I think we're just gonna call him Steve from now on.
Yeah.
Steve James Tim, but it's a little bit much.
Captain
Looks like
Soda.
Captain Soda is gonna back up Steve.
Great minds think alike.
There you go.
Miko Sek, though, is aware of this movement now. As you see the lasers, 2-3 lasers.
Cobra on the flank.
Yeah. Oh.
Okay. One canyon dead. One more.
Yeah, Cobra with an excellent flanking maneuver takes down Steve. He's gonna fall back a bit,
One pushing behind,
forcing
Badger,
Captain
one
Soda to
pushing
put his
behind
head on a
lakeside.
swivel.
Now you are going to kind of second guess whether this is the approach I need to take, or should I rotate and try and kind of gather with the rest of the team there. As we do see members slowly circling the objective. Barracks in a very good position for this objective, nice and high, able to loot down on the objective and just listen out to the gunshots.
And meanwhile, Cobra is way out in the flank. Could very well find, yes, he will find Barracks. Gonna make things a 4v2 in favor of Error 404. And it looks like Badger Zombie has also been in a very forward position. Will find Gladiator.
Then, just like that, we're left with Captain Soda, who slowly made a little bit of ground, but he's only kind of pushed up to where he was before. But hopefully all the gunshots and the commotion on the opposite side of the objective there was enough to distract Amikasek, and thinking that Captain Soda has rotated and he can just move in slowly and quietly.
Now Meek is not looking to the east, and his head is exposed to Captain Soda, so there could be an early pick here. Does have Cobra kind of watching to the east a little bit. 2 minutes left, still time to make a push, but not much time to actually make a rotation to attack from a new location if necessary.
Yeah, this is the hard thing in VR as well. You know, you look at things and it looks like good cover, but then you realize you've got to crouch down behind that. It's like, can you actually bend that way? It looked like Captain Soda was looking at those logs thinking, can I get down behind them without being seen? But opted to go behind the objective now.
Yeah, and they are aware of it. We got Tricky and a Meek both looking through for the back entrance.
Timing now is going to be everything. If Amikasek decides to turn around the opposite way, Captain Soda does have an in, but that door does look heavily guarded. Just like that, timing. Oh, but Amikasek does turn around and carry on looking at the right time, and just like that, Error 404 take the first map, 4-1.
4-1 on Rome's map pick, nonetheless. That's big. All it takes is, well, here we go. We do have Error 404's pick is going to be Downfall, a map that they are very confident in playing, very comfortable with.
Yeah, and if we go off the stats, really, both sides pretty confident and or at least comfortable with this map. Error 404 having played it 16 times, won 10 times, and Rome having won this map 30 times. The experience there could come out on top, or Error 404 could just have some new strats that Rome aren't going to be prepared for.
Yeah, and not only have these teams played each other, of course, obviously in the finals, but they did play each other in Season 12, in the regular season, and Downfall was one of the maps, and Error 404 was the victor of that, score of 4-2. So, will history repeat itself? Possibly, but we don't have long to wait, as looks like round number 1 is going to start right away. Looks like we get the coveted lower dumpster objective, and Error 404 is going to get the quick spawn.
And this is the tough part now for Marsoc, having to not make Volk aware of the quick spawn. You can get those early picks.
Too late.
Error 404 not really caring there and just going to go straight down and take out Captain Soda in this early into a 4-5.
Yeah, the last thing you want as Volk, especially on this map, is to get an early loss. To lose one teammate early in the round. You need all 5 members up, basically. You gotta create that kill box. You need at least 4 plus 1 on objective. But still a strong defense so far.
I think there's one.
As we say that,
got
Amikasek
one upper
though
dumpster,
does
second
take
floor.
out Throat, turning this into a 3v5, and this is where it starts getting a little bit difficult now. If you lose mid hotel and you're just left with North HQ on the dumpster building, then you're gonna find yourself in a little bit of a tiz, as we do have Varix taking out Badger, Tricky taking out Varix, and Steve James Tim finishing off Badger. 2v4, gonna make it. It's gonna be tough. Mid hotel now taken. Front of the objective is pretty much open.
And while this is all going on, Meek has made a long rotation to the east side of the map, now at Marsoc Tower.
West, all the way west.
Quite likely, the remaining members of Era 404 are going to at least try and push for the cap, maybe just be distraction, as Meek
I got him.
tries to sneak around from behind to get the cap, as Gladiator gets a pick on the Tricky Silent. It's going to make things a 3v2.
And there was some great teamwork, actually. I think Steve had actually heard him, or at least called it out to Gladiator, who then went round and took him out. But unfortunately, Cobra going to take
Meek
him
is
out,
going for cap.
making it out onto the cap, but no. Cobra getting bloodthirsty, taking out Gladiator, giving Error 404 their first point of the second map.
Yeah, Cobra saying, nope, no cap for you, I want the kill. Now that was a great job on offense, getting the early pick, and just with this objective, the defensive locations are pretty well known is a meta for this one. The spots are usually the same, so seeing them slowly pick apart the defense was not entirely surprising. The only offshoot was Gladiator at the rock wall at the south side of West Road. And we are starting round 2 right away. No time for analysis. And we're getting the mirror spawn, quick spawn for Rome. See if they can do a repeat performance as what Era 404 did last round.
These teams are not messing around tonight, really, are they? I mean, well, we're 33 minutes in, we've had one of the biggest maps. We're on the second round of Downfall. These teams mean
Cobra
business
will go
tonight.
middle hotel upstairs. Cobra will
Yeah,
go there.
they have a score to settle.
Captain Soda getting aggressive here, taking on the helicopter bungalow. Getting nice and safe as Era 404 up to put 3 people in mid-hotel. Really bolster that defense, keep the front of the objective covered, and that's what you need to do.
Yeah, they identified that quick spawn, and they knew that Center Hotel is the building that's needed to defend this attack, defend this objective, as Cobra does find Steve. Badger trying to get Gladiator, trying to get the Barracks, but Gladiator gets the pick. As Icy gets that refrag. Only down, though. Both members of Rome are only downed. Both can be revived. It looks like Frooks may be making that revive for Steve in North Brothel.
Because if I'm peeking, he's gonna kill me.
I killed him. I killed him.
And this is what that kind of teamwork has required. Cobra need a bit of a distraction there, and Icy able to get the pick onto Gladiator.
I'm resible.
Very
Second one,
quickly,
no.
we're down to a
Trade with me.
3v1 now.
Upstairs, I'm resible. No, he doesn't.
I see though coming out for the revive. Captain Soda, single member of Rome now, needs to be able to try and get one of these revives in.
And it sounds like Arrow 404 had an accurate kill count. Cobra saying last one's in Heli Bungalow as he gets that pick. And Arrow 404 get their second round win. 2 points away, 1 cap away from winning map 2 and the match.
Rome really need to be getting themselves back in this now. It's always tough though. Like we say, you know, when you've got 2 new members to the team and you're playing some of the biggest maps in Onward that require that cohesion, it definitely comes down to are they ready yet, and it's always a tough one there.
Yeah, they lost. Rome had about 4 members of their team leave the roster. Ivory Body, Meso, Ree, and Chowie. They were off the roster during the off season, so that was a big hit to their team. Now they have gotten 4 other members to join the team, but this is the first week of the season. They're still trying to get their guys broken in, show them the ways of how Rome plays the game. So, you know, the season's 15 weeks long. This is week number 1. If they lose this match, not a big deal. There's still more matches to come, more time for wins. Just gotta endure this match for the time being.
It's always a tough one when you're not getting the points that you want, but as long as you're putting up a fight, you're getting the picks, and you're learning from it. That's the important thing. Cobra at the moment, though, MVP for this match, really a thorn in the side of Mikosek. Very quickly getting quick picks onto Gladiator. Captain Soda, though, gonna get a pick of his own, and very quickly we're down to a 4v3.
Yes, and we do have the
Okay, I
Heli
just
Bungalow
used my
objective. So it's going to be kind of tough with only 3 members of Rome left standing. Mr. Froke in Lower Dumpster, Steve in Center Hotel, and Captain Soda, of course, in Heli 2-story. Trying to get a pick onto Cobra. Cannot land the shots.
Another one trying to leave south from northeast house spawn. At least one at North Hotel.
They're always the hardest shots to make. Those long-range ones from North HQ onto the northeast spawn. So I can feel his pain there, and not my favorite gun, the PKM, but Era 404 at the moment, just creating enough of a distraction over in the north that the south is, or the southwest is kind of looking pretty open and exposed, and Steve James Tim can't move from the top of Mid Hotel at the moment, as if he does make any movements, the lasers are pointed on him, and as I say, that Badger does spot him, able to take him out, and gives away his position, but it doesn't really matter at the moment. Froke, lone defender on this western side now.
Yeah, Froke did tag Badger, cannot get the down, forcing Badger to use a syringe on himself. And Soda gonna get a pick onto a Tricky, making a rotation from North Hotel to North Red Truck. That's a very risky rotation, nothing but open ground. Kind of a suicide run there.
Yeah,
it's a tough one when you haven't got any other gunfire kind of going on. You need to be calling to your teammates, you know, I'm going to make this run, distract or something, you know. So great pick there from Captain Soda. It definitely going to help a little bit now. Era 404, as Marsoc slowly lose members, it certainly becomes much harder to make those open ground pushes. So they've really got to kind of get together now and start to make a plan for an attack.
Yeah, and Mikosek is in a pretty good position to attack over at Lower Red Truck. Cobra, the hill next to North Hotel, kind of overwatch, able to draw the attention of Captain Soda as Amik is trying to get that pick. Amik and Cobra trying to work in tandem, and there we go. Amik with a headshot will take down Captain Soda. It's now down to Mr. MF Roke.
That's definitely going to be a crucial pick for this approach now, and if Area 404 can get the cap here, they're going to basically take the second map, but no, as I say, that Badger is going to take out Froke, giving Area 404 the third point now. Just, I guess just go for the kills if you can, you know, you don't need to do anything too fancy.
No, there's no need to try and risk losing the round for a cap when you know that you can just get the pick, win that round, and now all they gotta do is just hold it. Downfall is a Volk favored map, so now the map point is their Volk round, so just create a kill box and hold it.
Yeah, especially for this Heli Bungalow objective as well, you know, you can very easily do that, get a couple people in Mid Hotel, get a couple people in North HQ, and then just have one in the helicopter bungalow, and you've got yourself a pretty tight defense there, and it's going to be tough for any Marsoc approach, and you know, they need to get in close before they can get the shots onto you, at which point you're out in the open. And Era 404 certainly have played those kind of strats tonight. We've seen 3 already go in Mid Hotel, so I wouldn't be surprised if they take that now.
Yeah, if they can ID the spawn early, I can see them making a quick adjustment to their defense. We saw that with the previous objective. Obviously, they did not want to have 3 members in Center Hotel originally, probably, but once they knew what the spawn was, obviously made a quick adjustment, adapted on the fly. As we will have the mirror spawn for Rome. They too will get the Villa spawn. No early picks though.
Some teams definitely don't opt for that early kind of pre-fire onto known positions, and or try and see if you can rush and take out Volk as they get to their positions. So Mikosek though trained on Captain Soda. Captain Soda trained onto him, Mikosek, but they're just not quite sure of it, I don't think. Neither of them
Might be
decide to
White Tower.
to fire at each other.
Could be a helicopter building or White Tower.
Yeah, and I believe Varix did call out 2 members for Center
Could be the
Hotel. Did
dark
not
rooms
spot the
outside
third, I
Hotel
believe.
Brothel.
If I heard him correctly.
I think they were certainly aware of Rome's movements over by Upper Red Truck. May have seen that movement as he takes shots onto Captain Soda, but not going to find his mark there.
Got someone shooting from upper.
And already there's that pick. The long-awaited pick for Amik as he gets Captain Soda with the headshot.
As they go 1 minute 38, but Barrett's going to take out Cobra, and that's going to be a pretty key pick if we take a look at the score here. Cobra 7-1 now, as he's certainly Era 404's top performing player for this map.
Yes, Amik is going to be the second top player, so that's going to be their second priority. Amik is actually pretty dang good sniper, actually. He started off playing this game as a sniper and really made a name for himself for his skills there. As Icy does get a pick on the Froke, trying to make an open cross to lower red. It's going to make things a 4v3 in favor of Air 404.
Clit Annihilator.
And what I like from this Era 404 side tonight is they're 1 point away from victory, and they're not playing it like too lucid. They're still playing it like they did in that first round, and they're just, you know, sticking to it, holding angles, and that's just what you need to be able to do. Some teams, you know, they would probably go looking for some kills and then start giving points away, and then, you know, that ball starts rolling. Well, not Era 404. They're holding it tight, and they're getting those picks.
No, you're seeing the discipline really stand out here. And that's really one of the major reasons as to why they got as high in the standings as they did. Is you play Downfall as a kill box in Volk. You just hold your angles, trust that you can take down an enemy in the open on the crosses as Amik finds Steve, and know you can support your teammates as Icy takes down the Varix. Air 404 will sweep Downfall, win the first 2 maps, and win this match and have their revenge.
It's definitely, they've just come into this game, you know, saying, Luke, last season was a fluke, we're ready to win it this season, and they're just, at the moment, they are on form. You know, it is work at the moment, and as we talk about that, the map pick that we thought was coming up, Bizarre, as a finisher now, Rome going to be looking to just get some points back on the board and, you know, say, Luke, we did win last season, you know, we're still here.
Yeah. Bizarre is actually a pretty decent pick. It's classified as a medium-sized map, but it just plays out as a small map, as you can break down all the combat into just quadrants, different sectors. You'll see the odd long-range engagement across, say, Main Street or somewhere, but for the most part, it's pretty mainly just in close fighting.
Yeah, that's basically the way you have to look at it, isn't it? You know, each objective had its own little square of action. Anything else up to that point really is kind of just people checking things and making sure nobody's made any kind of big movements or anything like that. So definitely a smaller map in those terms, but a lot of the time it can be tough getting to those quadrants unscathed, as it were. You know, it's shots do come out from odd positions sometimes.
Yeah, you'll often find you'll get shot by a player who's just sitting in a hole in the wall. You know, see a wall with a missing brick. You'll find a barrel there, and often that's the guy who got you. And looks like we have a couple of substitutes. On the Rome side, they substituted. Who did they substitute? They have Lauren R7670 right now, one of the newer rookie player actually joining who's recently joined the team. And looks like on the Era 404 side, we have Denny132 joining in.
At this stage in the game now, like you say, when you're going for the points, it might be a good time really to try somebody out and see how they perform under match conditions.
Exactly. Especially when it's casted, you get all that extra pressure. Everyone's watching. And we're gonna get the west. Yeah. We are gonna get the west market objective, and looks like Rome's gonna have the tank spawn.
And Error 404 very happy with the win at the moment. Can hear them in the spawn, just enjoying themselves, and that's what you've got to do a lot of the time. Play this game so many hours, and you put so many hours in practice. It's always good to just enjoy what you do, and continue what you're doing.
Yeah, and we're seeing Steve and Lauren as well as Gladiator moving to Kiot uncontested. Captain Soda might be the first one to find contact with Denny.
This is the important bit now. Just stay quiet, slowly move. But I see hearing Steve moving around above him. Gonna get the shots over there as he looks away, and Denny now alerted to the fact that there is people coming, and you need to be watching that angle.
And Lauren moving around, looking for the refrag. Instead, we'll get fragged herself by a meek in the northwest tower.
Captain Soda going to be the vector between him and Danny now as he pushes in. But a great C4 going to take out Gladiator. Icy going to get the confirm off Badges. Going to take out Varix, and Captain Soda going to get a pick of his own onto Icy, and as we turn this into a 1v3.
What a turn of events, and like I said, you can break this map into quadrants essentially, and because it's nothing but close quarters combat, and we just saw it right there. Whoever has the best flick and the best use of utilities, quite often is going to emerge as the victor.
Definitely, it is a tough one, It's just can never judge it with Bizarre, like depending on how people defend it. This one, sometimes you have teams where they're pretty heavy in the kind of main courtyardy area with only a couple at the back, whereas Era 404 opting for more heavy approach in the back and a little bit lighter in the front. But these roads, they're just awful to cross. You just don't know if anyone's looking out a window like that. You get the trade, and just like that, Era 404 take the first point of the third map.
Yeah, the roads are basically dead. Find the crosswalks. Don't jaywalk, or else you'll get shot.
Yeah, it's so difficult. I hate these crosses. You just never know when somebody's looking out of a window as you're out in the open, and there's just nothing to hide behind.
Yeah, you gotta use those smokes, you gotta use suppressive fire, and really just use anything and everything to your advantage. You have those walls on the north side of North Street. It would have been nice to go wide on that rotation to get to the north side of that wall. At least minimize their exposure to a meek as they held that angle.
Always a lot of shoulda, coulda, wouldas, and we have the benefit of the caster eye flying over these guys as they play. They don't get any of this.
Yeah, they won't know until after the fact.
Nope. And Rome now on the defense and opting for a different style of defense. Varix getting very aggressive into the Kyle building. Captain Soda gonna get the first pick onto Amikosek. That could be a pretty crucial pick really early on. Amikasat being one of the kind of top performers tonight, along with Cobra,
I believe one there.
who incorrectly calls out he did get a kill. Unfortunately, Gladiator was
I
still
got him.
standing up, gets a great shot straight onto him, taking him out. Very quickly now, Error 404 the ones who have down 3 players. As Varix takes out Denny.
Yeah, strong push by Varix onto Kiot. A very powerful building to hold. And a very difficult one to clear out.
I see. Now got to think about how he moves across the main main bazaar area, as he knows that there's going to be an enemy and Coyote watching his movements.
And Badger may have to be careful. There's a well-placed smoke on objective, but could still be exposed to an angle if he tries and cross Main Street.
Yep, that is the tough part about these buildings. They do have such great angles onto the street. If you line yourself up right, along with your other teammates, you can really just shut down any advances before before an enemy can get to you.
And it looks like Icy has opted to avoid Kiot, which is the smart thing to do, and just leave Varix by himself in the market, as Badger's gonna find the refrag onto Gladiator. Make things a 4v2. Still in favor of Rome, though.
Yep, that's what we were talking about earlier. You need that discipline when you're ahead. You know, hold your positions. And Varix going on the flank now does take out Badger after hearing those gunshots. He is only down though, so he's going to be able to get some callouts to Icy. With a great push onto Captain Soda.
Good push, a good flick.
Mm.
Gonna make things a 1.5v3. Varix making the rotation away, did not confirm the kill, is gonna regret it as Icy does get the revive. It's gonna make things a 3v2 now.
Don't go that way, don't go that way. Or watch for Kia.
Error 404 not going down without a fight on this one. Oh, slowly evening things up. Badger trying to take shots onto Varix, not able to land them, and ammo's going to be the concern now. There's been lots of gunshots gunshots put out from the Error 404 side, so they're going to be having to get conservative with that ammo. We'll start looting at some point.
Yeah, Badger's got a teammate nearby who, I think that was a Meek, so never fired a shot. Has compatible ammunition for his gun, so was capable of looting their body. Opted not to. As Icy begins to clear Kiot, Badger's pushing up through market. 2 minutes, 30 seconds left. Plenty of time to make this push. But as you said, will they have the ammo?
3 members to take out and 2 minutes remaining. Got to really kind of hold that trigger finger and hold your nerve when it comes to taking out these enemy remaining bulk.
Team like that.
He's on the other side of it.
Lying to his team. Embarrassing.
And I wish you would tickle me, honestly.
Just a little bit of communication between the enemy and the enemy teams here. Badger pushing on Steve James Tim.
And it looks like
He's going to where
Varix
Sarah was.
made a rotation all the way to the south side of West Market inside the blue room. We'll get that pick. We'll finally get the finishing blow, the finishing bullet on the Badger Zombie with the headshot. No more revives coming up for him. As Icy is now left alone in a 1v3.
And this is always a tough one when you're left on your own. It can be done. It definitely can be done. Just gotta have nerves of steel.
Those are my favorite situations when I'm last one up, especially as Marzok. It's go time. That's when you can make or break a round.
But do you think
He's
it's
on
more? There's more pressure on being last Volk or more pressure on being last
a little
Marsok?
bit more north though.
Last Volk, definitely last Volk.
You think?
More pressure as last Volk because you're in the back of your head. You're always thinking, "I'm gonna get capped on. I'm gonna get capped on." As Icy pushes against Steve James Tim, as Lauren does get that refrag, and Rome is gonna get their first point in 2 maps, I believe.
Yeah, I think so. Making it a 2 points versus Error 404's 9 so far. It's always important to be getting those points back on the board. Just boost that morale, and a great pick there for Lauren, like you say. Coming in as a rookie member, getting your first pick, first kill on a stream in a league match. Gotta feel good.
Yeah. And as you said about the points, Rome basically wants to get another 4 points. They want to end it with a 5-1 map. Try and close the gap in points, reduce the amount of MMR that's going to be lost from this match. As MMR is everything. Both these teams are trying to fight for the top positions to move on to the playoffs. This season's playoffs has changed up a little bit, but I mean, either way, you still gotta contend for the top positions if you want to move on to the playoffs, and if you want to win 2 championships in a row, back to back.
Indeed, but that's much later down the line. Until then, got these glorious matches to bring to you guys. As we do go into the 3rd round, as Error 404 now on the defense, Rome on the attack.
Yeah, we do have the tank spawn now. This is kind of a tricky one, as there's lots of open ground to cover if you want to move in for the cap.
And you have 2 spawns, I believe, on this one. The one that Rome have just got, and then also one a little bit further down that north street.
Yes, a Kiot.
Yeah. Closing the gap just a little bit there, and very quickly we are going to see some gunfire. Lauren able to cross the street. Calls out that she got one, but hasn't actually got one. So that's going to confuse things up just a little bit.
He might have gotten rezzed.
Yep, and calls out they may have gotten res. Well, better than saying you killed them.
One enemy is quite
And a fairly spread out defense coming from Error 404. And looks like we could have a flank coming in from Icy at the very north end of the map.
This could be key, really. Rome not even covering this angle, so Captain Soda going to be the first one to go down to Icy's wrath. As he carries on, pushing in. Steve James Tim, the next person. Gladiator, 3rd one down. 3 down in less than 10 seconds. Rome 2 members up to Error 404's 5.
That was the best time to have a flank. If you're playing condensed on defense for much of the match, throw a flank in there. Because often or not, your opponent's going to be reading you. They're going to understand what kind of defense you play. So throw that flank in there. Throw them for a loop. And that's what we saw there. And so excellent work by Icy, getting a 3-piece on that flank.
Definitely, and it's great that he was able to bring himself back as well. A lot of the times, players will try and carry on and keep going for those flanks, and then get a little bit stuck somewhere or just looking somewhere else. Your team goes down and the objective's open, and you've got an entire downfall to run.
Very much so, as Cobra's going to get the headshot onto Varix.
I think I headshot him. I'm
Going to
not
leave it
sure.
all
Yeah,
down to Lauren, all down to the new gal.
It's got to feel good though for Error 404 right now. This team really gelling well together, and it's like I said earlier, enjoying the time together, and that is more important than getting the wins, really. As it's going to be when you are in kind of sticky points, that kind of camaraderie and just morale boosting is going to be crucial at getting yourself back in the game. I see.
Yeah. Yeah, Icy. Yeah, like I said, Icy going on flank. But to add to your point, if you have a positive attitude, a positive mood, you're gonna see positive results. If you're gonna be if you're in a negative mood, kind of tilting, you're not gonna see those positive results. As we see a positive shot onto Lauren from Mikazek, gonna give Air 404 their second point and a TK.
Badger getting annoyed that Cobra taking all the kills. But I see there.
He only got one.
I see the MVP though currently for this bizarre map. Just putting himself in those positions, that flank, such great map knowledge and just physical awareness of kind of what's going on and reacting well to it. It's great to see.
Yes, indeed.
Aero 404 is now going to be looking for that cover to cap. We'll yet to see on this this match. And this objective certainly is capital. Take out the surrounding bulk and catch somebody off guard, and you can very quickly get in and get the tablet out. And if you're a quick cap it, that's what less than a couple seconds is it takes.
Yes. And you can cap on either rear corner of that tank, so there's only one angle really that is kind of a last man position if you're on defense, and it's sort of where the scaffolding is, as you can cover both approaches. But that is to come later.
The captain sorry.
Go ahead.
Because Captain Soda's just getting a bit aggressive himself with a bit of play now, covering the north alley onto the north road as Icy pushes through.
And it looks like Gladiator's gonna be waiting for Icy and Denny to make their cross. Well placed smoke will partially blind them. Incoming a second smoke. A little bit far. As Glider has that narrow window to see through and does get that pick onto Icy. But Denny quickly getting that refrag. Gonna make things a 4v4, and we're already 1 minute down.
Yep, it's now going to come down to Captain Soda covering this east side to put a stop to Denny moving in, as the remaining members of Aero 404 slowly take the main bazaar.
And we can see Cobra sit on the west side of Main Street looking for a rotation, and I believe he just called up Varix. I could be wrong.
It was tough when you're seeing random pixels move, you never know. I mean, Suburbia is the worst one for me when the leaves are falling off the trees. I just don't know if it's a nade or not. Gotta hide.
Yeah. Keep your head down. Oh, wait, leaf.
Yeah, it's got me killed so many times, I'm sure. Shooting at the birds on downfall because I think it's a drone. Get me!
You too, eh?
Oh, a very nice trade between Cobra and Varix there, opening up this southern push, kind of.
He's in the south wall, pretty far away from spawn objective.
Only down though.
Rum.
Sorry, go on.
Oh, no.
Oh, she didn't want that.
The revive.
Oh, got the revive though.
Dark. You look so dark in that you're
Captain
You gotta be
Soda.
careful.
Yeah.
Yeah, Captain's fully aware of this position. You gotta be careful about when you're Marsoc in the shadows. Sometimes they'll darken your camo to be almost black, and if you get a teammate nearby and they're not aware, well, you might be sent back to the tent early.
Badger almost was.
Yeah, as Lauren does get the revive onto Varix. Gonna make things a 4v3.
Eric's, though, has pushed out just a little bit further now as he covers this western approach. Not sure Badger's there, as Badger takes some shots
Somebody's
onto him,
crossing.
giving
Watch
away
the
his
crossing to
position.
south. They're crossing from the west side into south.
Incorrectly identifies multiple targets, though. Unfortunately, it is just Badger, so that may just split Rome's defense just a little bit. Coming up to 1 minute 45 remaining. This has definitely been one of the longest rounds of this series tonight, and Error 404 really taking this slow.
Yes.
It just goes to show that even in these kind of situations, just being a team that can get a point or two on the board and start getting those kills down. Badger taking out Captain Soda. You can just kind of put the heebie-jeebies in the team.
Yes, and that pick onto Captain Soda was big. It was necessary. They needed to take him out in order to clear out that east side. And looks like Steve and Lauren still have pretty good coverage on the objective. And I believe Varix is on the west side of Main Street, making his way back, has a good line of sight of the tank and any approaches to the objective.
Barrick's in such a great position. As long as he stays quiet, he could probably put a stop to this Error 404 push himself. There's one going down. Denny, very aware of what's going on now, tries to go in for the flank and take him out. Barrick's very rightly opting to just kind of slow down after making that movement. Denny's not going to know where he is, and is Badger now going to fall foul of this great flank?
Yeah, it did take down Steve. Might get a little too confident, as Denny got pretty confident and run a peek in that corner. Does get shut down by Varix. All down to Badger, who does get shut down as well by Varix. Once again, we have a flank with a 3-piece. Or 4-piece, I should say. Varix got 4 and once in the trade.
Very nice play there by Varix, giving Rome that crucial point as, like we've been talking about, you know, getting that ball rolling and the points do start to come in. 20 seconds remaining on the clock there. There had to be a play. Badger wanted to go for that cap, and fortunately Varix, though, like I say, in that great position.
Yeah, and now we move on to probably the least anticipated objective in the game. We have the Kiot objective, the most capable objective in this game. Rome, being on Marsoc, has a chance to end this match right now, make it a 4-2 map, get the extra points needed to lessen the blow. But then again, I've seen some good defenses come from players, from teams on this objective too, so we'll see.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those maps that are kind of like Marmite. You either love it or you hate it, kind of thing. I personally dislike this map. Well, this objective, should say. Too much going on. You know, I like to sit in a corner.
Yeah.
Leave me in my corner. I'll watch my tablet, play a little bit of Angry Birds, and I'll make a movement when I want. But don't make me cover an objective.
No.
The flash.
Looks like we got the east spawn for Rome. They get probably the best spawn to have if you want to just quickly push in the cap.
And lots of utility usage coming out as Denny finds Captain Soda very early on, and Amika Set finds Gladiator, and very quickly down to a 3v5, reminiscent of previous rounds now. I feel like both sides, basically, one of them's going to lose 2 people in that first 30 seconds. It's happened pretty much every round.
Just about. Almost a guarantee. Almost a guarantee for your channel points back.
Lauren's taking this really well at the moment. stayed very quiet, not taking any shots. If she can wait on the rest of the Rome side to cause a little bit of a distraction, Varric's finding Icy. Then the approach could be on.
Yeah, Icy, not really on the flank so much as he was, or has to be a passive flank. Very far out, very spread out, trying to cover any crosses to Main Street, having it back exposed to the west. Varix getting that easy kill, nearly getting killed himself by Badger Zombie.
North, so they're going to be kind of focusing north right now.
Kasek having the most difficult job for this objective of moving around up top and keeping an eye on things. Badger looking at the right time there to take out Varix as he makes across in the north. Cobra finally pick onto Steve, James, Tim, and Lauren at the same time, and just like that, Error 404 take the 3rd point of the 3rd man.
As I said, I have seen teams pull up some great defenses, and we just saw one right there.
Just so instinct, really, with how they're defending the objective, and just so regimented when it comes to covering angles that as soon as Rome are out in the open, you know, Error 404 are there to punish them for being out in the open and take them out. So Rome now on the defense themselves. Error 404 going to be looking for a cap to give themselves that extra point here.
Yeah, but we'll see. Who knows? Maybe Rome will have something cooking for their defense on this round. Maybe we'll see a round 7 decider for map number 3. We're gonna find out right shortly as round number 6 starts right now. It's like a mirror spawn for Error 404. They too get the east spawn.
They are as we go now into the 5th round. It's the longest map so far, considering we're playing Abandoned and Downfall. Question is going to be how are Error 404 going to approach this? Are they going to do it any differently? It seems like they're going to have a very similar approach as to what Rome had, as a very early trade there between Steve and Icy. Even Amikasek on his own to approach through the eastern courtyard and try and put a stop to the Rome defense.
Yeah, and we're seeing a heavy west focus for the defense as Cobra, speaking the west, takes down Varix. Gladiators, the last one remaining to cover the west, as we have Captain Soda and Lauren on objective.
Here it is, first minute, and you know, well, first 30 seconds, both sides lost one, so there's the 2.
I got Amik in East Courtyard, East Market, slowly clearing out all the stairs. There tends to be at least one Volk member somewhere in the East Market, especially in the stairs that Amik is approaching.
Interesting way of kind of covering the stairs there from Lauren, just lay down on them and watching the bazaar a little bit, but Badger gonna get a team kill onto Amikase.
I accidentally team killed.
And he
it was
knows
a joke.
it.
It was a prank.
It says it's a joke, but it didn't feel like a joke. There was a little bit of malice to that team kill.
There was some intent behind the pull of that trigger. It looks like Gladiator is getting kind of pushy. Might find Badger Zombie if he pushes out from the ice cream truck.
Cobra going to be the first one from Error 404 to attempt to push onto the objective and clear out the Coyote, but Gladiator, like you say, pushing up. Great position there to be able to cover that angle.
Oh,
it's
no!
Kill. Oh, moving without calling it seems, and Captain Soda going to take out Gladiator, and now we're down to a 2v2.
You see that, guys? Even the best players in the world will TK. So don't feel bad if you're just starting out and you kill your own teammate. It happens to everyone. We just don't talk about it, that's all.
It's okay if both sides are doing it. You know, we call that in the business evening things out. You know, Badger took out Badger took out our players, so you know, Captain Soda had to do it. It's really fair.
Yeah. Gonna make things a 2v2, 3 minutes left. Badger Zombie, Denny 132 up against Lorne R7670 and Captain Soda.
And this is where the experience is going to come in. Captain Soda, very well-versed player, and Lauren being the newer one, having to play one of the most difficult objectives versus Denny, who's kind of newer against Badger's experience. These teams are like mirror images of each other, aren't they, in so many ways?
Not too far off.
You switch player out, I switch player out.
Danny's gonna get the pick on the Lauren.
So the battle of the new players. Denny is going to come out on top there with Captain Soda in a very powerful position, takes out Badger. We're down to a 1v1 now with 2 minutes remaining. Denny knows exactly where Captain Soda is, but Captain Soda in a great position.
Yeah, Captain Soda at the meta last man position at the fountain. Now lane prone, trying to locate Denny, trying to rotate and get a new position, but no. He who spots the enemy first will win.
Yeah, this is the thing. Who's going to see who through which shanty? And this is where it comes to a head. Captain Soda successfully defends the objective, giving Rome their 3rd point. Go into a tiebreaker for the 3rd map.
Yes. A round 7 decider for our map number 3. And the objective is going to be the southeast courtyard objective. So, not the easiest to attack, and not exactly the easiest to defend either.
This is definitely going to be an interesting one to see who comes out on top here. As Rome, you know, they've got that slower, more methodical play where they like to just surround and try and get into positions to check the objective. And the equipment usage is going to be important here. This objective, you need the smokes. There's too many enemies and buildings that you cannot just like rush in and hope for the best. You've got to take them out and you've got to have equipment.
Yes. Just looking through the chat, and looks like, yeah, hopefully everyone here is having a good time. Seeing a lot of familiar names. TBN Royals, Zero Cool, Irie Body, Ramen, Def Redux, and on and on and on.
Always good to see new players coming in and watching the streams and seeing how things are going. To that effect, we are going to go into the 7th round now of the 3rd map. Rome fighting for their honor, really.
Watch out for the free fire through the woods straight ahead. Don't die to that.
Fight to get a chance to get at least one map and lessen the blow from the MMR, as Rome does get the quick spawn.
There's going to be all the difference, but Amikasek quickly identifies the spawn, so Rome lost the element of surprise now, have got to get aggressive and try and get in on the objective and just change things up to take this last map.
And looks like a fairly condensed defense for the most part. Era 404 not sending anybody across Main Street, as Icy does get a pick on the Gladiator. Good early pick, 30 seconds into this round.
All comes down to Lauren now on the south to try and take out the Era 404 defenders. Seen a lot of movement, not able to get any shots onto them. Icy now very well aware of this push coming in. Captain Soda there on the objective, takes out Amikasek, but unfortunately Denny in a great spot to defend, does take him out, putting a stop to that.
And Soda basically just said, "Screw it, I'm just gonna win this round for our team," and very nearly did. Just had to get past Denny and force those rotations from the defense as Steve does find a pick onto Cobra.
No way.
It's gonna make
just
things a
one tap, I don't
3v3
think
with
it's
4:30 left on the clock.
Both these sides fighting for every single kill right now and
Yeah, we're
not
going
wanting to
first.
make any form of mistake and just do what they can to take this. Neither side obviously wants to give up this last map. Rome doing it for honor, Error 404 just doing it for dominance really.
Your shadow.
Looks like Steve is nearly on objective. Takes down Badger Zombie. Only down. There's a confirm as Denny gets that quick refrag. 2v2 now. 4 minutes left on the clock. Flashbang coming from Lauren. Does find Icy. Lauren not able to capitalize on that flashbang. As Varric does toss a smoke grenade onto South Street.
Say I'm on the edge of my seat right now.
I know for a fact they have 4. They could have 3 if Steve traded, so it's a 3 or 4 left.
Yeah, not quite sure exactly on the kill count. Error 404 have got the kill count. Denny correctly called out the 2v2. Yet Rome thinking that there's actually 4 members up. That's really going to make this push kind of difficult. You're going to be expecting so much more than what's actually there that you're going to take it a bit slower and probably get picked off in a corner that you're not actually checking.
Yeah, and Icy starting to rotate away from his former position at the pallets. Gonna rotate back to objective, which is a smart thing to do. If Denny went down, that'd be an open objective and a free cap. As Lauren begins to rotate towards the refrigerator. And looks like Varric is going all the way to construction site, far east side of the map. Possibly try and set up a pinch between the two players with 2:35 left on the clock.
Lauren's really got to communicate with Varric, or just take out Icy as he comes to check that building. But if they can sync up, 2 minutes 20 remaining, this could be Rome's first victory of the season. Well, map victory. Danny, though, he's been so successful on this objective so far. He's put a stop to Captain Soda's push. He's put a stop to
Badger. Oh, no,
Badger's.
not Badger. Not Badger. No.
Gladiator.
Yes. No, it wasn't Glad. It was Steve. Sorry.
Steve, yeah, that was it. Varric on a great flank there, able to work well with Lauren and get the final pick. Rome taking the third man.
Denny making that wide rotation, trying to cover the south. Unfortunately, exposing himself to Varric's in the far southeast corner. That'll result in his death, and Rome will get a map victory. But Error 404 will get the match victory.
And if we just go back onto the scoreboard there very quickly, it has been a 11-5 victory for Error 404. So Rome suffering that MMR loss a little bit there, and having learned some and did well to come back into that, especially on that third map when it's been a pretty commanding victory for the Error 404 side, and hopefully in the next few matches they get a few more scrims in, and we'll see them back to the form that they were in for the season 12 champions.
Yeah, and yeah, we'll see. This is week number 1. This is a 15-week season. Still got a long ways to go, but yeah, we'll see.
Indeed, lots of games to be played. So I've been your host, Jamie, with co-caster Nomad. Final thoughts from you, Nomad?
No, GG's, well played by both sides, and yeah, look forward to see their next matchup, next little clash between these two teams.
Indeed, it's been a pleasure casting with you. It's been a pleasure doing the cast. Thank you all for in the chat. Catch you guys very shortly.